Guys, I forgot to turn on the microphone. Hey there, Slammer. Hey there, Shot by 100. So I'm trying something new here, and believe me, I needed to turn my whole studio upside down to get this going. So I'm pretty sure that when we're done with this session, I'm gonna stumble on some cable and gonna break all my equipment. But for now, it seems, I guess we're good. Yeah, I decided to do a different kind of stream because I've added a couple of pedals to my board, and I've cleaned up my board, so it's a bit more convenient for showing people now. Before it was really a mess, and now it's still a mess, but a little bit better. So hello there. Does this work? Okay. I hope you can hear me, man. I hadn't even thought about the microphone. So I have the option of showing you the floor, and I could do this, and you're gonna see the guitar a bit better. Let me know which shot you prefer. Of course, I can switch between pedals, so go from the full tone OCD to the tube screamer. So this guitar is actually just a vintage Icon. It's a pretty cheap guitar, but I've invested in some cool bare knuckle pickups in it, which cost almost as much as the guitar. And I've used it as a springboard for my first kind of do-it-yourself tweak your guitar. So I'm really happy with the result, actually. Sorry, samplers, I don't know Freebird. Lots of pentatonic licks in that one, that's all I know. So yesterday it turned out the stream was really choppy, and there was one user who tried to notify me, but since no one else could confirm it, I just thought that was on his end. But is the stream okay now? I hope it is. It shouldn't be choppy. I mean, should be a decent connection, and usually YouTube tells me if there's a problem with the connection, so I was a bit surprised to see that. Might be my super old laptop that needs replacing. Thank you, Slammers, for digging it. Okay, so now we have some more people. I'm just going to give you a short little introduction to why I'm doing this. I've done a few additions to my pedalboard, and I cleaned up my pedalboard a little bit. So that's why I changed the shot. So you're going to see the floor a bit better. You're going to see much less of me, which could be a good or a bad thing, I don't know. But so we could, check out the pedals a little bit, and hopefully you can see a little bit of my playing as well, even though you see the pedals also. So I basically got myself two new pedals. One is the Tone City Angel Wing, which is a Chinese kind of cheap but pretty good sounding chorus pedal, which you're hearing all the time now. This loop is recorded with that one. And then I added the Ditto pedal. Ditto TC Electronic Ditto Plus, actually. It's my first ever dedicated looper pedal. I used to use like a loop functionality of TC Electronic flashback delay, which was not optimal. And then I just got myself a new power supply because I used a bit of daisy chaining before, and I think maybe that gave me some issues with hum. I'm still struggling with it now, but I don't know if it's more than you'd expect. So now you're hearing the tube screamer, but I could quite easily turn it off and it would sound like this. Black Crow Busker, what's up, my man? Please use the bridge and body pickup in a humbucker setup. I don't have it in a humbucker setup, but I have it in like parallel, I think. It would be this. So if I pull this switch. By the way, can you hear me speaking now that I'm far away from the microphone? Can you just confirm that you can hear this? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I use this push-pull, and that gives me these two pickups in parallel. I can get these two in series, which would sound more like a humbucker. I'd have to do this. But now, since you wanted these two, and 035, so then... Is that what you wanted to hear? There you go. Not sure it would have been my choice, but... Greg! Kom igen nu! Hur är läget, mannen? Are you Swedish? Sorry, I don't know playing God. Oh man. So, I really need to get myself, I think, a new computer, because I can only see the 5 last comments on the laptop. So I'll turn my head and read a little bit what you guys are saying. What's the reasoning for the 2 compressors? And Black Crow is asking, are you kidding, or is that tone only the TS9? No, it's more than that. Lots of good questions about the pedalboard, and I think we should address them because this session is all about the pedalboard. So first of all, am I only getting this tone from the tube screamer? So here's the tone without the tube screamer. This is already a good tone, but with the tube screamer 808, so you can judge for yourself how much this tube screamer contributes. Without it, with it, without it, I add a bit of chorus. Actually, we can test that without the looper, but yeah, that's just for the tube screamer. And someone asked, what's the thinking behind the two compressors? So first of all, I got myself the Dynacomp first. I don't know why, I can't remember my reasoning back in the day. I guess I did some research and thought that would be good. These days I use the Dynacomp, the red one, much less for compression and as a booster. It's a really nice booster. And I use the Wampler for more standard compression applications. So that's the reasoning behind them. But now I have yet another signal in the chain, which is the MXR 10-band EQ. I've always struggled with getting it to be, it's a bit noisy, but I figure that with my new power supply, maybe it'll work. I don't know. So far, it's looking okay. So yeah, we can try them. I mean, this is more set for a distorted tone now, so let's... It has audible compression now. Without it, with it. I mean, it's not that bad. If I turn the blend knob all the way up, and I can increase the compression to the point where you really can hear it. With it. Well, it turns out I'm trying to be instructional now, but I've never used extreme settings here, so let me see. So that's with it, without it. I'm just gonna make sure it's not the volume difference you're hearing now. Okay, it should be about the same perceived volume now with it. Oh, you can hear it. You must hear the compression now. Without it. Okay, with it. So the ego compressor, it's more of a, you can do lots of stuff with that. You can get classic funk tones. You can use the blend knob, this one, and you can get more subtle compression, which is greater for if you want to have a little bit of help in your lead playing or just add mojo. It can really affect the attack of the signal in a musical way. You can also mess it up, of course, but you got to be a little bit, you got to tweak the settings. But here you can hear really a classic funk application, right? can see my hand is going hey wild. So without the compression, there you go. Yeah, it's a really nice pedal. Let's see what you guys are saying. Any aversion to using digital effects on PC? No, I mean, I had a vision for a very long time that I would manage to escape this cabling hell and everything. You know, I really don't like this whole thing, you know. And now, before I really understood that this sounds pretty damn good compared to everything else, I never wanted to go through the hell of putting together a pedal board and troubleshooting bad cables and hum and all that. It's just horrible. So I went for digital for a very long time. I still have my Kemper. I used it extensively for, 6 years or something. And I've recorded hundreds, if not thousands of videos with the Kemper. So I've done a lot of work with digital. And it sounds pretty awesome. But it doesn't feel the same at all. It doesn't have the same attack, the same clarity, detail in the response. Because first of all, there's a latency in the response. It's not audible latency, but it's feelable latency because of the analog to digital conversions that are happening. And also, I've never really, I mean, with a Kemper, it's like you get a screenshot or a snapshot of a perfect sound from an amp, right? That's what the profile is. And if that suits your playing style and your guitar and pickups, it can be awesome. But as soon as you tweak it, you're in for a challenge, right? With a tube amp, if you have a good sound and you tweak it a little bit, then you usually get another good sound. And just that in itself is worth a lot if you're like me and you want to dial in a new sound almost on a daily basis to get more inspiration. So believe me, I wouldn't go through this cable hell if I didn't think that analog was superior. But I do think that now, not for everybody, and digital has its applications. And you have to consider that I practiced with a freaking Pod 2.0 for 10 years when I was young. So yeah, I've done my share of digital, and it's fine. You know, you can practice that. And Line 6 Pod 2.0, that's really what nightmares are made of, I think. I mean, it was good back in the days, but man, I'm tired of those sounds. So yeah, nothing wrong with it. You can practice, you can learn a lot. But if I have the choice, especially if I want to stream to you guys, and I want to, optimize the sound, then yeah, analog tubes, love it, absolutely love it. Guitar collection tour. I couldn't give you a tour now. You wouldn't believe how nested I am in cables now just to achieve this setup. It's crazy. Just angle the camera in a different direction, and I spent like an hour just rerouting cables, trying to find ways to extend cables. But I could maybe give you, I don't even know if we want to do that, because that's going to take me like 10 minutes to restore the setup. Maybe later on, we'll see. But I think for now, I think we can do the pedals, and maybe another day we can do the guitars. Yeah. Some blues. So let's turn on the Tube Screamer. Prefer clean blues. Let's try the compression setting I dialed in for you guys. Okay, Black Crowd Busker wants me to increase the reverb. I mean, the Big Sky is already on, but we can increase the mix and see how it sounds. It's too much, I think. Try this one. Oh, so it sounds like Pink Floyd? Let's try. So I'm tweaking the Big Sky now. I didn't like the chorus on the solo sound. Yeah, so maybe it's a little bit too much. I think too much reverb. Can't stand it. This is good enough for me. You know, if I turn off the Big Sky and the delay, you can hear the dry sound here. I mean, this is dry. Now I add the delay. It's very subtle, but you can hear it. And then add some reverb. Focused like this as well, I think. Oddvar, thank you so much, man. A bit of support there. Means the world, man. So do you guys prefer to see my the guitar or the pedal floor? Oddvar, you can choose. You're such a kind supporter. Oddvar, I wish I knew some John Mayer, but I never learned his stuff. You know, some of his influences like SRV, you know, I share them. But we can maybe get a bit more percussive. Cool. Zach Crowbusker prefers seeing the guitar. Cool suggestion there, some octaves. I mean, we could also change the loop if you have a request for something you'd like to see. Like I said, I've upgraded my pedalboard a little bit. Let's see if we can zoom in on it. Yeah. So, oh, you can't even see it, but I have a ditto looper here as well. Hopefully, let's see if we can fix this microphone. I'm making some weird noises there. Okay. So, yeah, there's a bit of a... Hello there. Better? Come on, work. So we can change the loop if you want to. We can experiment a little bit with the pedals. I also like really the request we're getting from Ira. There's more specific, like playing stuff. I'm happy to try that as well. Oddvar, still got the blues. You know, the problem is I never learned any songs for the last 2 decades. All I do is improvise. But still got the blues. We can maybe do, yeah, we could do like a minor kind of blues thing. Let's try that. So let's dial in a new loop now. Let's see, how am I gonna do? I'm gonna use the EQ, turn off the gain, maybe use some chorus. So just check them in tune. Let's try a new loop, and maybe we could do it a bit more Gary Moore-ish. We could do like something with a bit more high gain and like a minor thing. So actually, that doesn't sound like Gary Moore, but who cares? We can still play like distorted over it. So one more time. That sucked. How do I do this? The pedal is new to me. Loop. I have like a cheating sheet here. Can you see this? So here it says what I'm supposed to do with the pedal. So I didn't want that thing, so I'm gonna press and hold, and I clear the loop. Thank you. I'm all new to this. I wanted to show you guys this as I explored it. Let's try one more time. So like. Maybe some compression. Oh, maggot brain. Someone's commented about that before. Cool. So let's see here. One time. 3, 4, and... Best loop in the world, but let's try it with some distortion. We should probably try another channel on the amp. That could go to hell. Let's try. I don't know. I think I messed the whole thing up. What are you guys saying? Does this even sound good anymore? Let's do like this. The reason I got myself this new pedal is because I can save the loop. So I'm gonna go back to the previous loop, but with this sound, and see how that sounds. I guess we should switch guitars probably, since this is the idea was to try to do a bit Gary Moore inspired. I actually happen to have my Les Paul Junior thing here nearby. Always the G string. This calls for a little bit more reverb, I think. Yeah, that's better, right? Hey there, Khaled, what's up? This is nice. You can see here it's still very touch sensitive, so I can almost do the clean stuff now. actually prefer the tube screamer here. Let's try more time. Oh, I still have that one engaged. Should have. Zoom in on the right place here. So yeah, I mean, I think Les Pauls can be pretty good for clean. If you have a loud output or high output Les Paul with like active or EMGs or just loud Gibson pickups, whatever, then you might need a coil tap. But I have low output bare knuckle old guard in this one, so I think it works pretty well for clean stuff. So I still think we should try to come up with a different loop. Again, part of the reason why I've got myself this new looper pedal is so I can save these loops. So it would be awesome if we can come up with a new loop right here. Yeah, I don't have any real P90s. I would love to try that. Thank you, Gaultier. So my apologies for not being as good reading your comments. I'm really struggling with this new setup. I have to turn my neck 180 degrees to read your stuff, so I'm gonna have to think a little bit how to do this next time, but I still think it added some value here, and it seems there are a lot of people in the stream now. So I'm gonna switch to another guitar, or back to my Strat, and we should come up with another loop, I think. So basically, I'm gonna do what I did. Oh, how do I clear the loop? This is my cheating sheet. So let's see. Stop clear. Press and hold. Clear loop. There we go. Goodbye loop. So now I have this EQ pedal. You can see the MXR 10-band EQ, and if you compare the sound. If you compare the sound with it or without it, and with it, it's almost like a jazz guitar or something. Not quite, but so the idea here is to have an EQ that doesn't interfere as much in the mids. So I can have like a warmer, darker sound for the loop, and then I can disable it and have something brighter that's kind of cut through, right? So let's try that with a new loop. I'm just gonna play a little bit so I can get into the mood of some new thing. So what do I do? Something in C minor would be cool. Maybe something in... This is a pretty nice sound for soloing. Actually, with the, it sounded better with the EQ. Or I don't know. I'm gonna keep it out of there. But you can hear with and without the this angel wing chorus. This is a pretty like cheap, affordable Chinese pedal. Without it, with it, I'm gonna increase the level so you can hear it. Without it, with it. I don't know if it sounds better right now, though. I'm still working on this kind of pedal where, like I said, I just got them, so I'm not that good at tweaking them. Let's see here. That's a good loop. Let's do that. I don't know. Let's just try that. Let's do 1, 2, 3. I don't know if I messed up the loop. I'm pretty bad at this. Let's try. Let's try it with another. Let's try the loop again, but with a different pickup. So how do I undo this stuff? Ouch. I think it ended up being too bright there. Let's try one more time. 3, 4, and... This is better, I think. So we can try the full tone OCD. can hear the OCD has a really like dynamic response. So if you guys are playing right now, you can tune in. I'm in E major. Yeah, pretty good, but I think the first loop was the best. I think I was in a good mood when I started out. Let's try it. So also in E major, actually. An F chord, that's not gonna work here. F is not in the key. I could do F major. No, that's not even the key. E major is in the key. F minor. Are you struggling with F chords? I messed up. A bit of lush delay. There is actually a delay pedal is also on my wish list. Right now I have the digital delay, which isn't that lush, but let's try it. So it's okay, right? So, Risha, you want more reverb? If I turn off the reverb, it sounds like this. With reverb. So you can hear it's very subtle, but I'm going to increase it a little bit. Better? Thank you. I've been playing guitar for a couple of decades now, almost 3 decades. Let's try the Tube Screamer instead of the full tone OCD. Still the Tube Screamer now. Trying to add some jazzier stuff here. I don't know if that's gonna work. You think that works, or does it sound bad? You like that, or is that sounding totally off? I've been experimenting a little bit with that recently. David, what's up? Why do you need so many pedals? You don't really need many pedals. The amp sounds good on its own. You can get lots of great sounds without any pedals, but you can get more sounds with pedals, and that's what I'm really looking for. You know, I wake up on a daily basis, try to wake up like Jimi Hendrix said, and I have a vision of something new I want to play, a new sound or something new, and pedals help me with that. Sometimes I don't need them. Sometimes I try with pedals, I go through a whole bunch of them, and I end up using none. But other times, it's the pedal that makes a difference. So it's just like more options. So you can think of it as, you know, if you want to paint, you can do really good with just 7 or 8 colors. But if you have a bunch more colors, that might be helpful, you know? Hiram, thank you so much, man. Can you let me know what TRY is? What country and what currency is that? I have no idea. It's very flattering though. I'm sorry, I don't know what Rodrigo Concerto is. I wish I did, because I'd play it for you, but I have no idea. From Brazil, what's up, my man? Oh, Turkish, awesome. you, Black Crowd Basket. Thank you so much. Digging my tone. Amanda from Australia. Awesome, man. Other side of the world. Thanks a lot for watching. Amanda, if you have the green pedal, that's exactly the one I'm playing now, the Tube Screamer. So you can hear without it, like this. Not necessarily bad, but the Tube Screamer gives me a bit of a boost and a bit of a extra distortion here, or gain. See how long it takes for the camera to refocus. It took forever, so I'm gonna help it. Come on, camera, you can do Cloudy Germany. So we're not that far away, Stockholm, Sweden here. Today is actually a decent day, supposedly one of the last nice autumn days. That's what they say. Then comes rain and cold. So yeah, should probably be outside, but I couldn't help myself. Get some guitar going instead. Something I've started doing recently. I'm not that good at it, but I think there's a lot of potential in it. So basically I strum a chord like that, and then I add some tapping like this. And I have played, chords for a while. I have played tapping for a while, but I've never put it together. And that seems to work pretty nicely for this kind of thing. If you want to try this, you could just, learn some tapping. Maybe this, I started with the Van Halen stuff for Kirk Hammett, and then you can try adding that to any chord and kind of keep within the key. So I'm in this scale of E major now, E major. Such a restraint. Thank you so much, man. Subscribed and sent me a gift. Thanks so much, man. If your tapping doesn't sound, it could be a number of things. One of them is where on the fret do you tap? It's important to tap right before the fret wire, so the upper fret wire. And it's the same if you just fret a regular note. You want it to be as close as possible to the upper fret wire, not here, right? I don't know if you can see the difference. Maybe easier if I show here. You don't want to be here, you want to be here. Not here, but here. Same is true for tapping. It's going to be harder to generate sound if you tap the string kind of in the wrong place on the fret. Now that's for the actual tap, and of course go for the tip of your finger, right? Not any other parts of the finger. It should be the tip. But then it's also how do you pull off that note with the tap. So I tap upwards or pull off upwards like that. If you do it downwards, you're gonna have to move your whole hand, which doesn't make sense though. Useful for building melodies, I think. You can kind of seamlessly continue a melody from the chord and have it ringing a little bit. Now, if I were better at this, I would have a plan for having it ring, so I'm going to engage a compressor and see if that can help me. A little bit better. But you might hear also how the compressor took away from the dynamics. It just got so much boring without it. So to me, that's a whole world of difference right there in disengaging the compressor. Use your chops, but with the clean sound, no compression, it gets harder to do those runs. We can try them a little bit, and you can let me know if you think they ruin the melody or if they serve a purpose. TB, what's up, my man? So it seems that probably better with legato with this kind of tone. Or the picking didn't really work that well. Like it's a bit too much. But it seems that hybrid legato was. I think that works better. So I'm using a combination of like fingers and pick. That's hybrid legato. So. Oh, helt rätt! Svenskt! Som surströmming, hur är läget? So would you say the legato stuff, is that too much, or does it add something, or is it just like a guitarist show off? NS, that's a good question. What am I thinking about the notes choosing? So I don't think about the chords except for the very last chord, which is the typical like dominant 5 in a minor context. So it's basically C minor or E major is the key, and then the last chord is that's a G sharp major or dominant chord, G7, G sharp 7. And what that implies is the harmonic minor. So that's just a long story to say that for the very last chord, I think about playing that typical harmonic minor note, which is just one note down from the root. It's called a major 7. So if this is the root note, that's the harmonic minor note, and then back to the root. Just that's the only thing I think about. Otherwise, it's all just C sharp minor. And you can play your pentatonic box here on the 9th fret. Works great. So you can just play your pentatonic notes there. It's going to sound great. And if you can think about that one single note I spoke about, which is outside of the pentatonic scale, then that's going to help you. Can you play slowly to make a melody? Let's play more slowly. You gotta find your way into those pesky melodies. There I again played around with that note when you can kind of hear it return to the root note. Of course, I didn't play it up here. I played it somewhere down here. Yeah, there. The Bruds, what are your songs, man? And this is also something which can be a little bit hard to achieve on the guitar, where you can really hear a big difference between soft and loud notes. Now, that's usually something you'd hear more with vocals or saxophone or something like that. And if you can get that, it gets harder to play, but you can also, I think, you can say more with fewer notes basically, because you have the option of playing them loud or soft. Oops, I'm in the wrong key. Maybe we should try with a different distortion. Let's try the full tone OCD instead and see what we think of that. Thank you, Weekend Freedom. You're too kind, man. So which chords did you loop? C sharp minor, I think. B major. And then E major. So C sharp minor, B major, E flat, minor flat 5, then E major. This is a weird one, like Lydian, A Lydian. So it's basically a A major 7 with a sharp 4. Let's take it from the beginning. And I end on a G sharp 7. C sharp minor to B major to E flat minor flat 5, E major, A major sharp 4, and then G sharp 7 dominant. I actually think the full tone OCD was just as nice as the Tube Screamer for this. And it should be, it's more known for this kind of dynamic playing. I think I messed up. try it, see if we can get a bit more sparkling gain with the full tone. I maximize the gain knob. That wasn't so nice. Okay, this is nice. So I engage the high pass switch. Diminished scale, we can play that for sure. That was a diminished arpeggio at least. More diminished arpeggio, diminished 7 arpeggio. So the pedals I'm using the Mesa Boogie Mark V fat channel. That's a voicing of the clean channel. And then right now I only have the full tone OCD engaged in front of the amp, and then I have 2 pedals in the loop, which is the digital delay and the reverb from Big Sky, Strymon Big Sky. So not that many pedals. You're mostly hearing the Mesa Boogie and the full tone OCD. Brady, what's up, my man? Oh, we got Freddy Corn here. That's awesome. You're gonna make me hungry again. Oh, so now it got choppy, right? Is that the first time it got choppy? Really need to get myself a new laptop. Tube or valve amp, that's the same thing, isn't it? So yes, the amp is a Mesa Boogie Mark V tube amp. So I'm gonna, for fun, I'm gonna switch guitars. Usually when I dial in a decent sound with this Strat style guitar, I can also dial in, or the same sound works for my Ibanez RG. Oddly enough, but it's a low output one. So I'm gonna try that one and see how it works. Can I mute this? Oh, I could. Awesome. Let's try that. Okay, so I'm gonna just switch gears here. I'm gonna see if I can do that without tearing everything apart here. Like I said, this is a new setup and I'm struggling to even get up from this chair without pulling a bunch of cables with me. Okay, so I'm going to be playing this guitar instead. See if we can zoom in on it. Bit of a tricky angle to show you guys, but let's see if we can. No, we can't. Ah, well. If I were 20 years older, I would not even be able to get to this chair now because it's so stuck in between cables and stuff. So let's try it. Oh, yeah, that's right. I need to plug it in. I apologize for that. Bit of an oxidation problem there. See if we can zoom in there. Pretty nice. Let's try a different pedal. Oops. I don't have a Voxwow. I used to have one, but I prefer the Crybaby from Jim Dunlop. The Voxwow is a bit too subtle for me. Or at least the one I had 20 years ago. whammy bar here. We should use it. These are 09s, so nothing weird here. Thank you guys for subscribing. It means the world, man. Bit too adventurous there, maybe, I don't know. Oh, you're holding up your lighter. I like it, thank you. Thank you, Bruz. Very happy I inspired you to get streaming. I encourage everybody to do that. It's amazing. It's a bit of almost like a stage practicing. So if you have stage fright, this could be a very good thing to do. Thank you, David. I always push the envelope. Good. That's true. Thank you, Freddy. Your soul wants to give you coffee for your kind sounds. You're too kind, man. Thank you so much. Awesome, Bob. Thanks so much for checking out most of my content there. Yeah, I've done a lot of different things throughout the years, and I think people get a little bit confused because I have all these different guitars and I play very different styles. I guess it would be smarter if I were trying to make some guitarist career to just stick to one thing, but for me it's always been a personal thing. I just want to play whatever I feel like for the day, and that's also why you see all these pedals. They, hopefully are going to help me find, the feel of the day. But I realize that can be a little bit confusing. People don't realize they're watching the same dude over and over. But thanks a lot for taking the time to research, man. Andy, I stream usually during European mornings. Now it's a little bit later than usual. That's because I slept a little later this Saturday. But usually I start like this time minus 2 or 3 hours. So can we add something to the sound? Let's see a little bit. So I engaged a booster now, and that basically allowed me to go into some of the split modes on this guitar, on the pickups. The thing is, I changed the pickups for some very low output pickups on this guitar. So these are bare knuckle Stormy Monday. They're their lowest output range, basically. There were high output DiMaggio here. So this voice super switch doesn't make as much sense with lower output pickups, but I find that if I add a booster in the chain, I can start using these positions. So right now I'm don't use the bridge here, I use this position. Let's try it. And that's actually the bridge in, I think, parallel wiring. I still think it's worth it in this guitar to try to get those coil split positions to work, because you don't often get to play low output, super low output, almost like single coil sounding pickups with this kind of Floyd Rose style tremolo. That's what I like about it. So I can really do these almost like vintagey sound, and then add the, if I want to do that, right? Brady, you're a drummer. That's okay. At least you're not a bassist. Just kidding, of course. I would love to meet a bassist and a drummer to play with, so I'm not going to say anything bad about them. It's just that for some reason the whole internet is full about memes about bassists and drummers. No idea why. I guess there are a whole bunch of guitarists as well. Oliver, jag är definitivt svensk. Nästan lika svensk som surströmming. Stockholm, Haninge, kommer du ifrån? Have to address my fellow Swedes here as well. Dalarna, one of my favorite places. Usually go there with the kids during summer. Cool, guys. So I've been doing for 1 hour 46 minutes. That's a record, I think. It's just less exhausting to play over something softer than typically I'll do the high gain stuff and the shredding, and after 40 minutes I'm exhausted, but this I could keep going for quite some time. So I'm gonna show you my face. Here I am. You guys can see me. Hello there. I don't have my face. Oh, there. This is me. It's not optimal with this setup, but I still wanna tell you hello. I'm gonna have to end this stream now, so I want to thank you so much for being around with me, and thanks for all the great words, the gifts, the subscriptions. Awesome. Örebro, cool. I hope this inspires you to jam around. If you like this kind of playing, you can find lots of backing tracks here, and you also use some of on the GMC site. It's been a privilege speaking for you guys, or playing for you guys and speaking to you. So thanks so much for being around. I'm Christopher Dahl, and you've been absolutely wonderful. I'm going to do a little outro jam for you.